Today I'm going to talk about the 3 different unawareness that you can really experience in yourself, and especially it's going to be visible when you are in a relationship, and it's going to be accelerated when you are in a twin flame relationship, because that type of a relationship can truly trigger your deep wounds. It can really bring up things you haven't seen before. And these 2 core energies are going to be anger and anxiety. And I really want to explain how you are so different from each other and yet exactly the same at the same time. And at the very end, I'm also going to explain how you can heal. So the 2 key energies within you are anger, when you are the most connected to yourself, when you want to go along with yourself, and the other one is anxiety, when you give up the self, when you don't know what to do and you go along with others or with the other person. And this is where the core difference is between the twin flame chaser and the twin flame runner, because the chaser is going to be more connected to this anxiety, while the runner will have 2 very different versions. One of them is that very connected to more of this anger type that I connect to myself, and we have also another type of a runner that is the mixture of the chaser and the runner, but predominantly when there is a huge stress in the relationship, they become more of a runner type. That's why this type of a runner can be very, very confusing. So to understand these 3 variations, and also to understand the 3 very different unhealed attachment types, and at the very end, to understand the healed attachment type, we have to really explore the evolution you went through since you were born, and also it already starts when you were in your mother's womb. So the very, very core part, this is the most rigid one, this is the first one, is going to be the reptile level. This is where we have in the Kundalini line these 2 energies, the anger and the anxiety. And if you had, or someone had parents who were negligent, hurt the child too much, then this upper part, the anxiety that would allow the attachment to form, can never form. That's why these type of people, this is also a type of runner. This is the most rigid runner who can never open up. They see themselves as very, very positive, and they see the whole world as negative and as a threat. They are very, very disconnected from the world, and they cannot open up. They cannot trust. And just imagine that it has been created at such a young age that it's very, very extremely difficult to overcome this. So this type of people who never left this stage, they predominantly focus on money and themselves. These are the self-preserving people. And the evolution of that, like the breaking point of this, is going to be the mammalian level. This is when children become very, very clingy. This is when the attachment system, the energetic system, or we can call the emotions, the attachment to the caretaker, really becomes active. Because what really happens deep down, they decide that I cannot trust myself, or maybe I can trust this other person more than myself, so they abandon themselves. So this anger that is here down, it goes against the self. I go against myself. These are not conscious, these are unconscious. I go against myself, and this is how you connect to this anxiety. And anytime when this becomes re-triggered. And also you have to be aware that these are on a scale, on a spectrum. Not everyone is going to be on a very, very unhealed level, and not everyone is going to be on the very, very healed level. So there are lots of variations with it. But at the very, very core, the thing is going to be the same, and you can really experience it when you are an adult and you are in a relationship, you are the chaser, that you give up yourself, you focus on the other person. This is this anxiety part. This is where the separation anxiety even comes in, because you get everything what you truly need from that other person. And the problem is that just as a child is unable to express the core needs, the chaser is going to be the same, that they are unable to express these deep needs and desires, or even when they know they are afraid. They are afraid that they would be rejected, or they would be let down. So they can come across for themselves as very, very self-sacrificing people. That I repress my own needs, I repress myself, and I give everything to you. I focus on you. And when things don't go in their way, or they don't experience that love they expect, that unconditional love, that's when there is like a shift, and they fall back into this anger part, and they lash out, and they become very, very angry. Because what truly happens, this is what they don't see, that deep down, anytime this is in the unconscious, they give up themselves, what truly happens, that anger part, because there is no equality, there is no communication, they have to repress themselves. That anger goes down as resentment, and it keeps going down, and it's boiling and bubbling. And there is this long-term thinking that if I keep doing enough for the partner, things will go on my way, or it will be something that I desire. But when it doesn't happen, there will be a breaking point when they cannot control themselves anymore, and all this anger just comes out all at once. And that's when they can be so angry that they can get even scared of themselves, because this is not how they see themselves. They see themselves as sacrificial good people, and when they turn into this opposite, they don't understand what is happening. And many times when someone is at a very, very unhealthy stage of this, the problem is that their mind actually makes these episodes to be forgotten. They don't even remember how fast, how quickly they can go from 0 to 1,000,000. And this can cause a lot of problems in the relationship, because they cannot recall these events. And there is the third type of people. This is the last type of people who are very connected to the head, how things are perceived, what ideas exist. So this is like multiple things. These are the social people. And they are going to be connected to the newest part of the brain. This is the primate level, or the prefrontal cortex. And they are very good at repressing the emotions. And they are very good at controlling themselves. These are going to be the other versions of the runner. As you can see, it went through. It has this deep runner. It has this anxious preoccupied, or chaser. And the mixture of this is going to be this disorganized attachment type, or the type of runner that is the mixture of the chaser and the runner. And that's why they are so confusing, that they really, really want you, but then they get scared, they go away. As soon as they feel comfortable with you in the relationship, they're already thinking of leaving, but then when they are leaving, they are already thinking of going back. So they don't really know what the hell they really want. That is the problem with them. And while this one, so the very, very core is like, okay, I'm positive about myself and I'm negative about everyone. This is step one. This is a self-preserving. Then we have this attachment type of a person who is really focused on one-on-one relationships, really focused on the partner. It's going to be different. I'm very, very positive about you. I'm very, very negative about myself. And then the overcorrection of this is going to be this third version. And it's, I'm really negative about myself, so this one remained, but it added an additional part. Because when you are over 9, you can get your critical filter. So all of that negative experiences with the parents really activated this part that, you know what, maybe I'm bad, but you suck as well. So they see themselves and others as negatives, as negative as well. And all of these 3 versions are actually insecure attachments, and they keep attracting to each other according to the oppositeness and also how healthy they are. So this will sound really hurtful, but if you believe that you are very aware, but your partner is very, very unaware, the reality is that your awareness level is going to be exactly the same. And it means that both of you are unaware of the other person, because true awareness is when you understand how the other person sees reality, and that's when you can get to the 4th part. This is the secure attachment that is positive about the self and positive about the others as well. This is when they can see things realistically. And this is when we have that healthy communication, because here the problem is that someone who is more connected to the anger part, they are kind of like a monologue that I keep telling you what to do. These are these very, very controlling people. They want to control everything around themselves. It can be a boss as well. I cannot trust anyone. I know it the best. But in reality, if they are unable to select the right people, if they are unable to break the process down into easy chunks, and if they are unable to teach and mentor people, it also reflects on them as well. And then we have the other type of people. These are the chasers, who are also in a monologue because they overly focus on the partner. So even when they keep talking a lot, in reality, they really believe in what the partner says. So maybe the chaser keeps saying that, I know my partner is bad. I know my partner is cheating on me. I know that they have maybe a million proof. But as soon as the partner says that, no, it's not true, you are crazy, that is able to override them. And they will question themselves, because this 3rd part, the head part, is not strong enough. Their mentalization is not strong enough because their emotions are able to override this. And the idea is that to have these in equal, that you are able to have, instead of a monologue, a dialogue. And this is true about you and your partner, you and your friends or people, and also within these parts within yourself. Because the problem is that what that means is, when you are very, very unhealed, that you are too stuck, too rigid in a one part out of these 3. And to start healing is that first you have to recognize where you are stuck, what you keep repeating, and what are your inner thoughts. It's not just the feelings. What are the thoughts and where you are coming from? What is the history you went through? Because the history you went through has a lot of impact on you, and also where you are living. What do you watch? Because especially if you are a female and you live in a traditional society, you are valued most likely based on if you are married, how many children you have, and you are a stay-at-home mom, you are the most fantastic person on planet Earth, because this is your duty. But in reality, you have to also recognize if you live in a society that is unhealthy, because this is where people go wrong, that they believe, okay, if 1 million people says exactly the same, that is going to be absolutely true. But you have to really think back that so many times people were collectively wrong. And we can even think about really scientific things as well. When people collectively believe that the Earth was flat and there were giants and monsters on the end, and they believed and they wanted to burn someone who said the complete opposite, that planet Earth is in the middle of the universe, and someone has said that no, it's the sun that we revolve around, not the opposite way. And yeah, people said that no, you should be burned because this is absolutely unacceptable and you are lying and this is not true. So these are things you have to really think about. What are all of those components that influence the way you see reality, the way you see yourself, and the way you value yourself? And this is what awareness means, that you feel anytime something happens around you or somebody tells you something and you feel overly positive or overly negative about something. You should examine that. Why do you have that huge shift within yourself? You can even take notes, and slowly you will understand yourself a lot better than at the time when you are watching this video. See you in my next video.